Hey, welcome back. This is Mike from Digital Offensive, and you're watching my path to the OSCP. I've just recently completed day one in the labs. Renewed my labs yesterday, you saw that in the video, and I spent a couple hours yesterday going through the labs. Mostly yesterday was really transferring files over, downloading the new version of Kali, getting familiar with this version of Kali. It's a little bit different than the last couple of versions I've used. Some different tools, some different versions. The biggest difference I noticed so far is my keep note is no longer installed. So I can go out and do apt-get install keep note. But decided to check out Cherry Tree. Cherry Tree is really nice, very rich in features. The one feature that's missing though that I'm kind of torn about is built-in screen capturing to make things simple. One of the things I liked about Keep Note was the screen shooting. At the same time, it's one of the things I didn't like about Keep Note. It would constantly have problems that eventually crash and lose things. So I'm hoping with Cherry Tree, it's a little bit different. It's oriented database. But to fix that, I've been using Screenshot built into Kali. So if you want to find Screenshot, what you can do here is you can go down to Show Applications. You can type in screenshot and you can find your screenshot. And what I did is I right-clicked it and I did, down here it says add to favorites originally. So I added it to my favorites. And now what happens is it'll show up over here on my bar. So I constantly can be quickly able to access that, take a screenshot, either my whole window or sections of my window. Remember, you got to take sections, certain key screenshots you got to do for the OSCP. And then add that into your notes or into your report, and then you'll have that data. Some other things I've done is I start transferring my notes over, going through my labs, seeing which labs I missed last time, correcting some of the misspellings I found, make sure you guys are always doing spell check. I never completed my labs the first time. I figured 5 points for all my labs and 5 boxes that I had to write a report on. Wasn't worth it. Bad me. 5 points is a lot of points when it comes down to passing or failing. So lesson learned there, and I will be making sure I update my my labs and get all my data in for this time around. I also kicked off a few scans. One of the things I forgot about, and I'm kind of a little annoyed by it, is I forgot how slow the labs are. The scanning within labs, your Nmap constantly gets delayed and keeps increasing the timeouts. Scans take a long time to complete. I know there's sections in the book that talk about how to speed up scans or how to watch how much traffic you're sending through to avoid overwhelming networks. I've kind of become accustomed to using the Hack the Box VIP membership, which is amazing because on VIP, I'm rarely running into any scanning issues. My scans complete pretty fast. There's usually very few people on the server that I'm on the VIP account when I'm in that, when I'm in Hack the Box. Here on the OSCP, I really don't know how many people are connected to the lab at the same time I'm connected to the lab. I'm assuming a lot. Just looking at the OSCP Facebook page and other things on the forum that's going on, I can only imagine that there's probably a few hundred people on each one of these connections. They say there's multiple lab networks, that not everyone's in the same lab network, but they're mirrored the same across multiples. I assume that's true. I have no way to know one way or the other. I have no way to, no reason to not believe that. So either way, you just gotta be patient scanning. I did read somewhere, someone mentioned about scanning from a compromised host that would speed up. That's all fine and dandy if your host has the tools installed to do scanning, such as Nmap. Yesterday, I didn't compromise any hosts. I did kick off a few scans, and the scans completed this morning. So this is really day 2 now that I'm recording this video. And as of day 2, I have compromised one of the machines I haven't compromised in the past. And maybe I will try to do some scanning off that machine. I can definitely tell you from the machine I compromised today, my time in Hack the Box definitely helped play a role in this one. It was a web application that is common, and it allowed me to quickly think about key areas to look for, especially when I was trying to get my initial shell through the web, where to put my code to get that code to execute. And then once on the box, keeping it simple in my enumeration to be able to quickly go from my web shell to root. But also keep in mind too the gaminess of Hack the Box, and how sometimes that bad password that let you in the first place will also let you in elsewhere. Try that password out. And that allowed me to quickly get to that point. So with that being said, I am in day 2 now. I'm going to try to give a daily update as much as I can. Now there's going to be days where I'm not going to be in the box or in the lab doing this. So, but that being said, if I'm not in the lab or something, I'll do like a wrap up of multiple days. Kind of like what I'm doing today, like day 1, day 2. Right now I am scanning one of the harder boxes. So there's like at least 3 of them that a lot of people find, like Pain, Humble, and I can't think of the other one right now. But I'm scanning one of the harder boxes right now just to add that to my list. I did get some of the other harder boxes earlier on in the first lab attempt, so I'm aiming at one of the boxes I haven't got right now, just to get that done. We'll see if I can do it, right? Who knows? So one of the other things I did yesterday is, after I got a lot of the tools installed and things like that, I started trying to make sure that I keep a good file format on my system. So one of the other things I have been doing is trying to make sure I keep a clean file system. What happened last time in my labs is I dumped everything in root and I dumped everything in my web directory. Dumping things in my web directory is okay. I use my web directory a lot for downloading the malicious files into my compromised machines, and that allows me to quickly deploy my backdoors and my payloads and everything. So, but over time that does become really dirty and hard to follow and kludgy. So I've been trying to keep it nice and clean this time, put them in certain folders and keeping track of them that way. The other thing I noticed too is, even in my root directory, I've been keeping things as clean as possible. I've been creating a folder for each host, kind of like what I do with Hack the Box. Every time I started working on a machine on Hack the Box, I created a box called, I created a box called that name, and basically I stored all my data into that box, into that folder for that box. So I can quickly go back and read it and edit it and go from there. All right. What else have I done? Oh, also make sure that you guys find your DNS servers right away. DNS servers are key because a lot of people refer to the boxes as names, and you want to know what those names are, especially when you're scanning to figure out what these names are. There's other methods to find the host names initially before you compromise the box, but it's best if you can basically use the DNS servers that are in the lab to find the boxes when you're doing your scanning. It'll help pinpoint different targets that may be of interest to you. With that being said, that is it for today. I'm going to continue going through some scans, continue moving my lab work over. I have one more day of work left this week, and I got a couple of things I need to wrap up at work. So I'm going to finish up my job for the day and then come back to the OSCP labs later tonight and go from there. Make sure you like the channel, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I'm going to try to keep this going across the 90 days and throughout the exam. And this will be added into my YouTube series for OSCP, as well as any other walkthroughs I'll do over this time. I do have some ideas coming up for some other videos, such as tools I have in my hacker bag or my toolkit that I bring with me. One of them being a Dropbox that I use for dropping into networks and coming back later, as well as some spy cameras and other tools that I have collected over time for different assignments. So as time permits, I'm going to shoot those videos as well. So make sure you definitely like the channel and you come back. As always, thank you for subscribing. And I look forward to seeing you at my next video. Have a good day.